Hey, if you want to learn how to become an independent filmmaker or a filmmaker in general, I've got a book which I wrote with a buddy of mine. It's called Zan Azli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking. You can actually buy it off of here. I'm going to put the link down here at my website, fatbidin.com. It's only a couple of ringgit, and it's really good because it has many different chapters, the process of filmmaking, and each chapter I interview a Malaysian filmmaker who gives advice and tips of from their experience. So yeah, yay, link is down here. Yay.
Okay.
Yes.
So we watched Shadowplay.
We watched Shadowplay.
Right.
Okay, it's directed by Tony Petra. We know Tony Petra.
Yeah.
I know Tony Petra. Tell us what it's about.
Okay, so the film is basically about a PI who only finds things, not people. He makes that very clear. Named Anton, who's played by Tony Yusuf. There's a lot of Tonys in this.
Yeah.
Tony Yusuf, who's partnered up, whose boss is Megat Charizal, whom, by the way, I've never seen speak so much English in a film ever. I'm like totally into this. Anyway, so Megat Charizal is his boss, and then he gets, it's very confusing, so I don't really know if I'm telling this properly or not. Anyway, he gets like a book, and it's one of those like choose your adventure type books.
The kind that I used to read when I was in standard 2.
And the kind that Tina is reading now in standard 2.
Yeah.
And the book sort of emulates real life, I guess, because he's then hired by this mother, who's played by Susan Lancaster, to find her daughter. Yeah, to find her daughter, whom like I don't know if she's estranged from her daughter or but basically she got divorced from her husband, then she went away, and then suddenly she couldn't contact her daughter anymore, so now she's looking for her something like that. And so while he's looking for this girl, he also, Tony Yusuf also, Anton basically also was disappeared once when he was a kid. So it's like linked together, and there's like a boogeyman-ish sort of character that seems to be behind all of it. He's always
I just wanted her to be close to me.
He's always like in the shadows because I'm super cute today. Oh my god. Anyway, I am. Anyway, so yeah, basically that's the film, I guess.
What? Okay, because you know all the explanation that you have given of how the film is, I'm gonna be honest and say I still don't know what it's about. I could not follow the film. Maybe it's because of my
We're not intellectual enough for this, okay? It's evidently okay. You look at the treatment of the film, the light, the mise-en-scène. We love using mise-en-scène. Anyway,
it's so what they say cerebral.
If you look at the mise-en-scène of the film, and you look at the dialogue and the way the script is written and the way the characters delivered their lines, you can already tell that this film is like a bit for the atas people and not for like people like us that are not very atas. Like, why is this film so purple? We don't know. And we will not interpret why it's purple and why people are in the shadows. And
I mean, it's so beautifully shot.
It is very pretty.
The lights are so nice. You know, like when Tony Petra, not Tony. When Tony Yusuf is in his house, and when Anton is in his house on his desk.
He's never in his house.
No,
he's always in his office.
In his office at his desk. Somehow behind his desk at the corner on the floor behind a potted plant, a light is emanating.
but just for the plant.
Just for-
We don't know.
Yeah, and
It's very nicely
beautiful. It's
set
very
up.
well.
Like the
But
art direction is
yeah.
great. But
I mean, I guess I know what.
too intellectual.
I mean,
for us.
as an overall story, I kind of understand what the story is, but to follow the story,
It was
like as a
hard.
movie, it's so difficult. I could not follow it. It was.
You must understand that we're the type of people that watch films for enjoyment, and we like good stories. And by good stories, we mean we like stories that we can follow straight off the bat.
Maybe you also like stories like Parasite.
We do, but it was also quite an easy story to follow straight off the bat. I mean,
Okay
there
lah,
were these underlying
We stupid. Okay.
ideologies and things, but when it's like a bit next level intellectual, where you have to take into consideration the color that is used in this
Now,
particular
got to
scene.
think. Once you got to think, that's it already.
Lost
When
one
you
we
got to
all
think,
a bit cannot lah right now. I pregnancy braining I lagi cannot. I very cannot.
Yeah.
It's a pretty film. It's got some pretty veteran people in it. I thought Maga Chariza was pretty cool in it, even though he doesn't show up a lot. The delivery of the dialogue though was very, very stiff. I was gonna say forced. It felt very unnatural lah. Like, because when you read it, right, you already like, if you were to have read it, you would have already been like, oh my god, these people like so intellectual and like, pretentious. And then you hear these people.
Don't say that word.
Whoops. Then you
That's
hear,
an evil word.
You hear,
Pretentious.
you hear these people like talk like that. You're like, people don't talk like that in real life. It's so unnatural.
And all the characters like to quote books which is I guess okay lah, isn't it?
Yeah. And then it turns out the books that they're quoting, right, is the books that their characters have written under a pseudonym.
Yeah, that was
What?
I mean, it was kind of interesting for
So
me.
basically they're quoting themselves.
Yeah. To me, that was kind of interesting.
That's the word for it, sure.
Yeah. No, you know one thing that this movie kind of not to say reminded me, but sparked an idea in my head lah, that this movie would have been a good. Now this movie is actually released on Vimeo.
Yeah.
Vimeo Premium on demand, so you have to pay.
Amazon on demand.
Yeah. So you have to
Several
pay.
paid platforms.
Which is fine. We paid for it to watch it. And I think if you're already on this platform, and the way this movie was written and directed, it could have been a good idea if this movie was an interactive film online.
Yeah.
Where you
like
click here and there.
What was it? Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Black Mirror episode.
There are many of these interactive films online where you as a user, as
So
a
it's like
viewer,
the
you can
book
start
lah.
clicking here and there, like the book that this movie is referring to.
Because it
you
actually
know?
does that in the film, right? Like he picks one thing and then it comes up as a lower third.
But then the character
then,
picks it lah,
the character
not us
picks it.
lah,
We
as the
don't pick it,
audience.
you see.
So if you make
So-
it like a transmedia, interactive, multimedia kind of film, it would have been cool. You
Because
know?
right now we're just watching it in a very passive.
Yeah.
The fourth wall is a bit too up right now.
And I also noticed that all the filmmakers, and I'm sure Tony, you're not going to dispute this, is that they're all nerds. And they're nerds and geeks. They are, because they like comics, they like books, and they're so fandom. It's the big fanboy cultish feel to it, which is fine, which is not a negative criticism. It's actually it's the personality of the filmmakers in the film. Which I think made it a little bit honest lah for me, right? And that was a good part of the film lah. And you can see that emanating in the film.
For me, it felt like it's a very niche film lah. So it's like if you read some of the reviews on Shadowplay,
There are reviews?
There are reviews.
Oh.
I think Darshan
Dash.
Dash,
Dash, my old former student. What's up,
reviewed
yo?
it on lawyat.net. And Hassan Mutalib also wrote a long review about it. But Hassan Mutalib's review, right, like talks about his use of shadows and color and things like that. So it's like very niche.
Or the
on
semiotics of film,
so
which
like,
we don't know.
We a bit we never study film, so we don't. I mean, I took
teach
it for
film.
a semester.
I teach film, and
Do you teach them semiotics?
I do.
Oh.
I can talk about
So they
Miss on Scene
is
and
that why Dash
semiotics.
writes about
Maybe
semiotics?
I didn't teach him film. I taught him journalism. But
that worked out so well,
but
evidently.
I can.
So
You want me to review stuff like
basically
that,
what
like
I'm saying
semiotics?
is, what I'm saying is,
I cannot
it's a
review
very-
like Hassan Mutalib
No.
lah.
So it's a very niche film. So it's not. I don't think it was created for the masses. It was.
For the geeks and the
It's created
and
because the
nerds,
filmmaker wanted to make a film. It's not a bad film. It's just not a super mass relatable film. And like you said, it would have been better if it was interactive, because I really did kind of enjoy the element of him picking the scenes and everything, right? But yeah, because you have no control, you have to just follow him as he makes bad choices and then rewinds to again from the start of the thing again, and then it gets a bit tiresome after a while.
That's how I used to read these kind of interactive books, you know?
Yeah.
You look for the right ending you want. Oh, it's not the right ending. Okay, then you go back and then you make the different selection,
but then you are picking it, you see? So you're doing something.
So now you're looking at this character doing it.
You're like, oh my god, it's like so exhausting lah. But our non-intellectual opinion is that it's a very pretty film and uses many big words.
Should I review films in a more intellectual way next time? Since I teach film, but it's not fun. I don't like.
I think
it must be
last
fun.
like 2 minutes.
No, cannot. Okay, don't. So anyway, would you tell people to watch this film?
Yeah, I think you should give it a chance.
I think everybody should give it a try.
Should give it
you
a
might
try.
like it.
Because it's very subjective.
Yeah,
it's not really, and like
Which is what film is supposed to be anyway.
I want to make this clear. I don't not like the film.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I would say that too.
I don't not like the film. I just don't understand it as much as I should, and I feel a bit bad that I don't. So I'm sorry, but I think people might you need to give it a chance. It's not something like, it's not clear cut like, oh, it's bad, like Warka or Wangi. But like it's one of those films that it's up to you. I wouldn't even say it's an acquired taste, but it depends on you lah. So it's up to you if you're into this kind of thing, and so
do give it a try.
Yeah,
just search for it on Vimeo. You can rent it or purchase it.
21 ringgit on Vimeo, which is the same price as you going to the cinema to watch a film, like two of you. So it's on Vimeo on demand, and I think several other platforms. You can check out Shadowplay on Facebook, and they'll tell you where to go look for it. You don't even need to buy it, because you can just rent it for like 24 hours and just watch it. So if you've seen it,
so let us know what you think,
and you understand it.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know what you think.
Let us know what you understood from it.
What's going on? Because we evidently have no idea.
So and also let us know if you want us to be more intellectual in our reviews.
It's not gonna work, but sure, let us know.
We'll get Hassan Mutalib as a guest. Okay, so like this video, don't like it, subscribe to the channel. I don't follow us on all our social media platforms.
It's at
FatBidin, at FatBidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. You've been watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shirley Usawan.